Hello guys, I hope you're doing well today. So we're here for another day on ES. So let's do our hyper for today. Sorry I was a bit late. I just had a few things to run. Today I made sure I have my microphone on, so no worry about it. So let's get right into it. So we see the situation how it is today. We see on the yearly that price has broken below the yearly +2, the extremes, and it's trying to head lower into the 1.5. That means that buyers are in a weakness and they try to push lower. On the other hand, this contradicts with the quarterly VWAP because we have the quarterly DVA high, and we can see here there is a confluence, a bullish confluence between quarterly DVA high and the VWAP. So these two are aligned. If we see the monthly, we basically see that we've been in accumulation, which ranges between the monthly VWAP and the monthly DVA high, with the pivot point of the monthly VPOC. We see sometimes that price couldn't, cross above it. On the weekly, I don't really look at it at the moment. We see some temporary inability to break above the weekly previous DVA low. So we may see that one rejected to go lower. Try to bring out my my pen. Okay. So we see here what I was saying, the inability to break above the weekly previous DVA low. So we may see this happening today. If this happens, I'm not gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be interesting to take. I'm gonna show you later. But this is one scenario that may happen. Another scenario is we may go above, break it right away if this market is very bullish and try to hit these highs. If we look at the CVAs, the structural approach, we see now that yesterday we're just heading between these two CVAs. So we see this CVA and this CVA. We see here the dates. So basically, this POC here have the price, and this POC here from this day actually had the price of the previous day. So we're basically like we're between sorry. We're between the price is ranging between this and this POC. We see here we're down, here we tested the price, and now we are just up to here. So what we see, the lows here may be taken out today. We may see some kind of acceptance above the POC that will give us a sign to go long. If we see breakdown like this, we'll head lower, and I'll show you what I mean later. That's the structural approach. Now I have prepared some slides which you can see. So here there are some possibilities. So we see here that we have the CVA. We see the confluence of the quarterly V high and the VWAP, which aligns with the POC, with with the CVA high. And that's what held the price. So we have some scenarios. We have the first scenario, a fair breakdown of these overnight lows, if the market is very bullish, which will give us a sign to go long, having as a first TPDs and second TPDs. We may see price, maybe, I don't think so, but we may see price heading higher if it's a trending day. But this is the range that we're going to be play with. We have a second scenario, which we're gonna see the previous day low breaking, tapping into the POC, and then accepting higher. Then we can use this or this as an entries. Again, take here TP1, TP2, and we may see price heading. This is a previous low from the 12th of May. So we may see a fair breakdown on this low, and then getting inside, pull back, and then we can time our entry either here, or if we want to be more sure, we can time it here. And then we can possibly take a partial here, here, and here. So you have these three scenarios, and I'm going to show you which lows are these. If we head lower, we may see there's another low, which also is at the same level with the CVA low. So it's the 7th of May low. If we break it, get again accept inside, we can take our entry here, scale out at the POC, and possibly take all or 90% of the position here with a possibility to head higher. But if price, however, doesn't test the lows at all, and if we have a trading day, a nice possible entry or scaling would be if we break the POC, go above the range, we break the previous day high, then we take the entry right here or here. Or if we enter here, the previous day high, then we can possibly scale out some here, the POC or the CVA high. Just in case we have a trending day, which I really doubt. Okay. Another possible scenario is this one. So if we see price heading, we see we're here now, we're just below, we're just above the confluence of the VWAP, which is the accumulation low. If we see price, it doesn't want to test the lows and it wants to go straight up, then the reclaim of the weekly VPOC, weekly previous day low, and the ATH VPOC and the POC. So if we reclaim this area, and at the pullback, we can take the long with some. We need to be careful in this area because we have a bearish, we have the yearly DVA high and CVA low. So we can enter here, take some profits here, and aim from this area here with some less size. So we can take this basically, this part mainly, and just leave a runner. Just in case it wants to breaks out. So here are the lows, what I was talking about. So we have these lows is the overnight lows. We may see price go straight up. If it goes straight up, we can enter the 7401, aiming for these highs and these highs. However, if what I want to see really is the first is this low, which was done yesterday at about 3 o'clock, is 73.74. I want to see this taken out, or maybe tap into here, and then we claim it. Then I can take my entry about here possibly, or here. Depends where we're gonna see the acceptance. That's the one scenario of the lows I told you. It also has confluences with the CVAs, like I showed you before. And there's another scenario. We have this low. So we may, in this scenario, we want to see the price failing, maybe tap into the 73.55, reclaiming, and now we're gonna take the long. Then there's a third scenario. These are the ones I showed you before on the screenshots. Just so you know the big picture. If we go back, there's another low right here, which is interesting. So here, so it's 73.45. If we go knife down, don't try to take the long, wait. If we may, because price may want to test this or this lows. So in this case, we want to see do something 73.36, tapping into, reclaim, then we can go long. That's what I want to see. I want to see this low or even this low just be taken out and then reclaim it. Then can go long, having possibly this area as my first TP and maybe this as my second TP. And just gonna play the range to the long. If we, for some reason, we don't take these lows, we just reclaim the VWAP like this. I'm going to be extra careful, size smaller, and just trail it very closely because if we don't see the lows be taken out, then it is very likely we may have a reversal at some point because the price is not going to be as strong as usually. So what I would say, just take it step by step, swing high by swing high, and just trail it. If it reverses, you're still in profits. So yeah, that's it. That's it. So as we see now, we may see it's a very possible scenario to take these lows today, even this one. So that's what I'm looking at. So here we see. So here we see what I was telling you before. We have tapped already 4 times, but we have the DVA low pushing. So it's very likely we see these lows. This is yesterday's lows I was showing you, and this is the previous low, which is on the 12th of May. So any of these lows is actionable. If price, however, we don't see anything like this, and we see, for example, do something like this. Since we reclaim this level here, I can take my entry above the poke if I see acceptance, and aim here to take some TP1 and TP2 probably higher. If this happens, I'm gonna go with low size. If this happens, I may add a little bit more risk if this happens, like the reclaim of either this or the previous day low or the 12th of May low. If we take this, I'm gonna add a bit more position, possibly two contracts, and take one here and leave one possibly here, or if we see price very, very bullish, I may hold it up to the here to the swing high. So now we're just basically waiting for the market to open. We made our scenarios. Mhm. Also on this screen, we can see how price price basically moved overnight. We can see that it actually crossed from one point to the other the previous DVA. Found some rejection here that came back to test the highs again. Now we're at the lows. Okay, we see the lows, the overnight lows be taken before the opening. This is what I'll be waiting for. We also see here there was some buying limit orders that either I think they were just they remove them as they saw price coming in. That's one of our scenarios to go long. If we reclaim, we haven't reclaimed yet. I would say it's a bit dangerous to take a position now 8 minutes before the market opening, because the market opening in the first like 5-10 minutes is they're a bit dangerous because markets are positioning. I'm gonna try to take it if we see acceptance above. If we see acceptance above here, I may take it until here, probably with a small size. Now we don't see an acceptance. Just price does a pullback at the CVA high. It's gonna head lower probably. As we can see, we're very close to the lows. So this is where price is heading probably. But this is the target, the previous day low here. Probably we're gonna tap into this one as well. It's a slow price action at the moment. So we see here on the left that we took these overnight lows, but this doesn't mean anything. We see here how it just did a pullback at the previous DVA low. Now we see some bullish momentum as the market opened. We see the DVA low holds, rejection here. We haven't seen, we saw here a nice momentum candle. We saw a nice momentum candle here, and if that could hold go again up to the upside, that would signal a very good trade, very good enter. This is basically like what we call change of delivery, but we didn't see this order block holding and go higher, so let's see. We see some trapped sellers probably here. Let's try to go lower. This is a very trappy zone now. Avoid entries. See the market tries to push down, but we see some probably like limit orders there. Like we see here, how we rejected the 73.91. If we reclaim If we reclaim this level, like here, the DV low, I'm gonna go for long, aiming to take some probably at the one on the VWAP and maybe hold the runner. We'll see. We see the buyers are not letting price to come and test the lows, which is that should be the usual thing to do. We see the DVA low holds for the moment. Let's see. This is a very scenario with a lot of inflections. You see how many levels we have here. So unless we break the DVA low and we break this kind of level here, I'm not going anywhere. So it's either way, just gonna be wait for the 73.91 to break, or to take, as we said before, to take the previous day low here, probably tap on the poke. Now we're heading there. Okay. Yeah, that's the normal thing to do, to wait for the lows to be taken out. The overnight low. No. You see here buyers, the position. 3 points below the previous day low. So they're ready when it breaks to activate those levels and go higher. We see trapped sellers here at the overnight low. They were too hasty to enter and they got trapped. Let's see. They rush into lows and then now they're getting trapped. If it breaks, it means they're exiting their positions, so we can go for the long. Okay. Not just yet. Now I entered a long with 2 contracts. I'm gonna scale one out of the VWAP. We hit some limits. They are bearish. Let's see. They were taken out. All the sellers that were here trapped, they changed their position to long. So that's why we saw a very momentum here candle. I got filled up exactly at 73.90, and my stop is just below here. We see 73.91 holding. For now. We are hitting now the previous DVA low. That's why there are quite a few sellers there. We see we backtest DVA low. Let's see. Okay, I close my position. With less than 1% loss. Now we're at the same spot. So we saw the previous DVA low holding. That means that the price wants to try to go lower. Where again, price try to break the overnight low. It's a very ambiguous zone now here. We're not gonna do anything. We see sellers getting absorbed. So sellers are trying to get now this liquidity here. That's their target now. So they're going to the external liquidity zones here. Price is continuing despite that they're getting partially absorbed. So we see now the price clearly is trying to go to test to take this liquidity here. We're not doing anything. Someone could take the short, but it's very dangerous because we are bullish overall. So we just tapped into the previous day low. Sellers are continuing selling. They're selling a lot. The cumulative delta went from 3,000 to minus 6,000. So we haven't broken the previous day low yet, and that's suspicious. Yeah, I think we're heading now there. No breakdown yet. Okay, we broke with the previous day low. Let's see where the market wants to go. If we reclaim this 73.83, I'm going long. We did the fair breakdown now. We can see that here. I entered a long position about here, maybe a bit early, but we were within the DVA low, that's why. Okay, we see some really good price action now. Let's see if we're gonna have any continuation. Yeah, we saw here the DVA low held the price, the pullback. So I have some connection issues. Okay, now price is trying to break the previous DVA low. Let's see if we're gonna get accept. In theory, we should because we're coming from a failed breakdown and we have a lot of cumulative delta coming. Yes, we break inside. We're coming nicely into the DVA high now. I'm just waiting to see whether we're gonna get accepted above the VWAP or not. Otherwise, I'm gonna close my position. I'm gonna take half now. I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna take half now. So close about 70% of my position. If we get accepted again above the VWAP, I'm gonna add a small portion. Let's see. I have now one position to break even with a small percentage running, about 10%. I'm gonna add 10% if we break above. I'm gonna leave it running. It's a very weird now price action. Yes, I was taking out. Now, uh, we're in profit 2.6% today. And to be honest, I ended a bit late the failed breakdown. We see the failed breakdown here happening, and I ended about possibly about here. Yeah, I ended about here my long DVA low, and I got most of my position out at about here. CVS. I got DVA low, my VWAP basically, and I left only one small contract running just in case we hit back 73.91 and we go again. Let's see if we're gonna have. Let's see. Now that's a nice spot also to put another contract. Hmm. We see sellers I keep pressing. We see how aggressive they are. So I think I'm gonna stick with my. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my 2.6% I got today, and I'm gonna finish the day. One win, one loss. Sometimes, the field breakdown, we saw the reaction here was very powerful in the beginning. But yeah, we see sellers here at the previous at the VWAP and the pre-key in here. There were very 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 a lot of sellers there on the VWAP and the previous DVA low, like we see here on the left side. We see here the previous DVA low had rejected. We did the fair breakdown. We managed to break this level, but we couldn't break above the VWAP and these highs here. And that's now we return back to the base. Uh, yeah, I think it was a nice trade overall. Uh, just that's the market. Sometimes it gives you 50 points, sometimes it just give you 10 points, and then you go home with 10 points. You have to take what market gives you. We did our plan. The plan played out perfectly fine. But to be honest, I was expecting at least with a fair breakdown to break this 74.01 and at least manage to deviate high in the poke, but didn't happen. The sellers are very aggressive. Anyway, that's the end of my session. And just to show you also, because I take on CFDs, that's why you don't see me taking any trades on the Sierra chart. It's because I'm taking on the MetaTrader. So you can see here my trades. One was this long after the reclaim of the DVA high and the monthly VWAP. It didn't take that far. I took a small loss, about 0.7% probably. And then I took this fail breakdown up to the VWAP. Now we see another attempt from the buyers. Mm, but yeah, we're done for today. Anyway, guys, thanks all for watching, and